Welcome to Whole and Healthy Cooking with Chef Val. Hi, I'm Chef Valerie Wilson. I've been teaching healthy, whole foods cooking classes since 1997. I am the author of 6 cookbooks. I teach cooking classes on a regular basis, and I also offer lifestyle counseling. You can find out about all that I have to offer on my website, macroval.com. Today I'm going to teach you how to make brown rice nori rolls, or as some people call them, sushi. Although there is no raw fish in my sushi. As a matter of fact, sashimi is actually raw fish. Sushi is a brown rice nori roll, which is what I'm going to teach you how to make today. So there are a few things you need to do to get ready to make the brown rice nori rolls. You need to get some ingredients ahead of time, prepared and ready. First of all, we have the signature ingredient, which is brown rice. So if you haven't already, please watch my video all about brown rice, where I teach you about the incredible health benefits of brown rice, and I teach you how to cook it. You can also listen to my radio show, Real Food with Chef Val. I just did an episode that was just jam-packed with information about the health benefits of brown rice. The list is so long, I can't go over it right now in this cooking video, but let me just tell you that it's full of antioxidants to help fight off diseases. In fact, it has very strong anti-cancer properties. It is a complex carbohydrate, which means it gives your body energy, long, sustainable energy to last throughout the whole day. That's your brown rice. Now, when you make the brown rice nori rolls, you have to have the brown rice be sticky so it holds together. So here's how you accomplish that. Take the brown rice and soak it before you cook it. Now, I took 2 cups of short grain brown rice. That's another thing. You need to use the short grain brown rice because the short grain is more sticky and holds together. If you use the long grain brown rice, your roll is going to fall apart. So we want to start with the short grain. I started with 2 cups. Now you could start with 1 cup. 1 cup will make you approximately 2 nori rolls. I'm going to make 4 nori rolls today, and there might be a little bit of rice left over after that, but that's fine. So we have 2 cups of brown rice, and I have 4 cups of water. Now you want to wash the rice, just swish it around in a bowl and then rinse it, and then you soak it. Now you can soak it for an hour or longer. I soaked my brown rice today for about 3 hours, and that helps to get it sticky. Now I pot boiled my brown rice in a pot. Because I soaked it ahead of time, it will be sticky. Now another great way that you can get sticky rice is to pressure cook your brown rice. So that's another way that you could get sticky rice, but you need to soak it first. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but in restaurants, when you order sushi, a lot of times they add sugar to that rice, whether it's white rice or brown rice, because when they add sugar to it, guess what? The sugar makes the brown rice sticky. But we know we don't want to eat sugar because it's so bad for our body, right? So that is the brown rice that is cooked. Now, my pot is still warm. Your brown rice needs to be warm or even hot when you make the brown rice nori rolls. It cannot be cold or even room temperature. It must be at least warm. Again, it helps it stick together. And then we need something to go in the middle of the nori rolls. So you can choose different vegetables. Try and remember to choose things that are colorful. And I usually only go with 2 or 3 different ones. You don't want to go too complicated. You can even go with just 1 in the middle if you want. I almost always do carrots because of the beautiful orange color, right? So I cut the carrots in thin strips, and I do steam them so they're soft. Sometimes if I'm making nori rolls in the summertime, I might leave the carrots raw, but I'm in the middle of winter right now when I'm teaching you how to make this, so I like to steam them. Another one of my favorite things to put in the middle of the nori rolls is broccoli, little broccoli flowerets. And again, I steam them. And then I break them apart with my fingers and I make cute little flowerets. They look very pretty in the nori rolls when you cut them. Sometimes I put scallions in the middle of the nori roll, again, giving me that beautiful green color. You could also do like green beans, orange, green, beautiful color. Now, another wonderful thing to put in the middle of your nori rolls is some naturally fermented pickles. So I make my own naturally fermented pickles, and maybe you do too, and they would be a great choice. If you don't, you can always buy those ginger sushi pickles. Maybe you've seen them in a package before. Very, very delicious. They also have rice bran daikon pickles, another one of my favorites. But today I made, well, actually I didn't make them today. I made them a few days ago because they have to sit on the counter and ferment. These are daikon ume vinegar pickles. And so I used fresh organic daikon and I covered them with the ume vinegar. I let them sit on the counter for a couple days, and now I have the pickles. So what I do is I take the little slices of pickles, and again, I cut them in thin strips. Remember, this is going in the middle of the nori roll. So you want to think thin strips for everything. So I cut the pickles in thin strips. All right, now the signature flavor of the nori rolls is the Ume Plum Paste. So this is one of my favorite ingredients. Make sure you watch the video that I made all about Ume Plum Paste. It tells you all the health benefits of it. But what you need to know about it for the nori rolls is that it has this incredible flavor. It is salty. It is pungent. It is sour. It is bitter. It is very, very slightly sweet. So it's all 5 flavors in one product. This is going to flavor your brown rice and make the roll just so delicious. But Ume Plum Paste also has this tremendous preservative quality, because when they ferment the Ume plums, they mix it with those bright red leaves called shiso leaves, and they have tremendous preservative qualities, which is imparted into the Ume Plum Paste. That's why when you make your brown rice nori rolls, after they're made, they can sit out at room temperature for like 2 or 3 days, and they're not going to mold, they're not going to go bad. You can eat them because of this ingredient. So make sure you get this ingredient and you use this in your nori rolls, all right? You also need one of these really cool sushi mats made with bamboo. Okay, this is going to help you roll up the nori roll. I also like using my rice paddle, which I have a bowl of water right here for the rice paddle, and that's going to help it so that the rice doesn't stick to the rice paddle. I also get myself a tray with a rack, so once I make the nori rolls, I can put them on the rack so that they can dry, because the outside, the nori, gets wet when you make them. All right, so I've told you about all these incredible ingredients, and I've saved the best for last, the nori that you're gonna roll it in. So you go to the store and you're gonna buy a package of nori sheets, and they're gonna look like this. There's a bunch of different brands out there. I prefer to get ones that say organic, or they say sushi nori. That means that the nori has been toasted, okay? So you get these sheets, and this is what it looks like when you take it out of the sheet, all right? Pretty awesome, huh? Now one side is shiny. See how that's shiny? And the other side is kind of rough. So you want the shiny side to be on the outside. And how that happens, the way they make this, is they take the actual sea vegetable. Yes, this is an actual plant that grows in the ocean called nori. And they take the nori and they shred it. And then what they do is they actually lay it out on bamboo mats like this to dry. So you can even see the lines in the nori sheet, okay? And as it's drying in the sun, the pretty shiny surface is the one that's up. getting all the sunshine on it. The other side that's slightly rough is the side that was on the bamboo mat. So just to make your beautiful nori rolls look extra special, make sure the shiny side of the nori roll is face down, so that when you roll this up, the shiny side of the nori roll is going to be on the outside. All right. So sea vegetables are the most nutrient-dense food on the planet. Ridiculously high in iron, calcium. They contain protein. In particular, nori has 2 to 4 times more vitamin A than a carrot and 10 times more vitamin A than spinach. Yes. Really high in minerals, trace minerals. They're fantastic for your thyroid, for your kidneys, for your adrenals. That's what sea vegetables are known for. Sea vegetables also cleanse the body of toxins. Okay? Now, I must admit that the sea vegetable does have kind of an ocean fishy taste. Now, some of my students are not really a fan, but you know what's really cool about the brown rice nori roll is once you make it, and if you're serving it to someone, they can take the outside wrapping off, and they can eat the middle of it. And the middle of it is absolutely delicious. If that happens to occur where somebody kind of doesn't like the taste of it, although most people love the taste of it, right? All right, so we have assembled all the ingredients, right? They're all here now. We can put it together. So let me get the camera adjusted so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So we have our hot brown rice, we have our bowl of water with the rice paddle, and we have our nori roll. We have all our little condiments here, and we have the Ume Plum Paste. All right, so we're going to take the lid off of the pot, and the rice is still warm. Now, paddle is wet, so the rice won't stick to it. Now, I actually use the back side of the paddle. It's kind of curved like this. I use the back side because it kind of spreads better. And I just take some of the brown rice like so, and I put it on the nori, and you start to spread it. Do you see how beautiful and sticky that is? That means that it's sticking to the rice is sticking to itself, and it's also sticking to the nori. And you just cover the nori with the brown rice like so. However, you leave right over here about a 1/2 inch space, because that's where you're going to seal it, okay? So you're going to leave some space on the edge. How much brown rice do you put on here? Well, that's a good question. You want to be careful not to overstuff it. If you overstuff it, you're not going to be able to close it. And the more rice that you put on it, the thicker your roll is going to be, right? Okay, so let's see how much I would say this. I'd say it's about 1/4 inch thick. Okay, that's it right there. I'll show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like. And again, I left that space over here. See that space? So that I can seal it. Okay. Now we're going to take the Ume Plum Paste, and we're going to spread it on the rice. Now this has kind of, like I said, a salty, pungent, sour, kind of a strong taste. You don't need a lot of this on there. A little bit goes a long way. So this is approximately how much I spread on there. You see that? A thin layer. Now, I'm going to make a little crevice, a little line right here in the middle. That's where I'm going to put my little condiments. I'm going to take carrot, pieces of carrot, and put them in the middle like so. And then I'm going to take my little broccoli flowerets like so and place them in the middle. And then I'm going to take the little slices of the naturally fermented pickle. You know, and you can use your imagination, you know, here putting stuff in the middle. You could put, you know, other people, they use, sometimes in the summer, I'll put cucumbers, slices of celery, things like that. You could use, you know, different things. That's what it looks like so far. Okay, now comes the part where we're going to fold it together and seal it. And that's why using the mat is very important, all right? So we just take it like so, and you simply just fold it together like so. There's a little piece of brown rice there. So you just fold it over, all right? And that's why that little piece right there that we left with no rice is important. Because now what you do is you get a little bit of water, and you put water on one side and you put water on the other. Whenever you get nori wet, it will stick to itself. So you go like this, okay? See, we're putting it together, and then you fold this in like so, and you wrap this around, right? And you just give it a little squeeze. Don't squeeze too tightly. You could squish all the end, the stuff out. Just kind of give it a nice, gentle little squeeze. That seals the nori, it seals the roll, it makes it, so it comes together. And then you take a look at it. Now, if it didn't seal for whatever reason, you can take a little bit of water and you can fix it. Okay, like so. But it should look beautiful like this. All right. Now, troubleshooting. Let's say you're making your beautiful nori roll and your nori breaks. Let's say you get a rip in the nori or the nori breaks. Nori, like I said, is such an incredible sea vegetable. It's such an incredible ingredient. If you get it wet, it'll stick to itself. So let's say we have a little tear in the nori roll. You could break off a piece of the nori, get it wet, and put it on there as if you were putting a Band-Aid on your nori roll, and the nori will stick to it. It will fix the problem that you might have if your nori breaks when you're making the roll, all right? So this is what it looks like. You can see the edge right there. Now, right now it's warm, and like I said, I like to put it on a rack over here like so, and just let it cool a bit. You're also letting the nori dry so that you can cut it later. I'm sure you've seen it served before where people cut it and then they make the round pretty slices. Some people eat the whole roll like this. You can also just chomp on this and eat in this. If you're bringing this with you, let's say you're traveling somewhere and you're going to eat it the next day. You don't have to slice it, but a lot of people slice it to make it pretty. All right, so that is how you make brown rice nori rolls. So it takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of patience. So don't get frustrated if the first time you make it kind of falls apart. Keep working at it and you'll eventually make these delicious brown rice nori rolls and you'll love them. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you haven't already, please subscribe or join my Patreon group, which is my private cooking group where I share recipes like this. You can sign up for my newsletter to keep you posted about all of my upcoming cooking classes and all of the wonderful things that I have to offer. Let's take one last look at this beautiful nori roll. There it is. Remember, your journey to eating healthy begins with one small step. Let's make that small step making these brown rice nori rolls.